All right, family. It's your boy, Black Innovator, back at you once again, talking about the real estate game, right? And the real estate tips, anything I can do to help my fellow man out, fellow man and woman. If you like what I'm putting out, I suggest and ask and request that you please subscribe and like the channel, as well as click the notification button. I'm going to jump right into this second part of real estate tips, right? And I'm going to call this preparing to submit your offer. Right? People say, well, preparing to submit your offer. Well, now now just keep in mind, the first part covers the financing. So you've already got your pre-approval letter. You've already got your way you're going to pay for the property already, under the wraps. So now you're saying the next thing I need to do is to see how I'm going to move forward with locating and securing that property. But there's a preparation process that needs to take place. First thing is you need to figure out the terms, like, the best terms for you, the property itself, the location, the condition for you, your family. Do you want to do it as an investor, or you're doing it as a team? Is this your primary residence? So, I'm pretty sure you probably thought, through most of this process, I'm just covering all the basics, right? Then what you want to do, you want to draft up an agreement, right? Well, he say, Freeman, you haven't found the property yet. How are you going to draft up an agreement? Great, I'm glad you asked. Let me do the teaching here. Let me do the teaching, right? So you draft up a blank agreement, agreement that's covered just the basics of what you want to say. So you exclude the offer amount and the closing date and any specific relating to a specific property. Because why? Because you haven't found the property yet. Now, the reason I say this is because a lot of times when you find that golden goose, guess what? You're not the only one looking, right? You're not the only one searching, and especially in a hot market like it is now. Where it's, when one property comes up, you got 100 and 200 people eyes upon that property. So you have your agreement set to go, already drafted. So all you got to do is put in the closing dates and the offer amount that you win the offering. But here's the thing: what you're going to put in that agreement is a contingent upon a walkthrough viewing. A contingent like this agreement, you're going to have everything when you're ready to submit, but you have that clause in there that stating that this goes in effect after I've done the walkthrough. Because now if you got time to walk through the property and you got time to view it, but a lot of times, especially in this hot market, you don't have that kind of time. So what you want to do is you want to have that agreement sent to the homeowner. And I did it years ago, and it, we had plenty of time. It wasn't as hot as it is now. So you want to have that agreement set to go to send to the homeowner, or send to the seller, that already in place, and you're contingent. You might say 5 days after viewing, 10 days after viewing. So you're going to send that agreement to them, right? No earnest money yet. Send the agreement to them so they can know you're serious. They know you're serious. Just send that agreement in. Say, hey, I want to look at the property. If I like what I see, and then we'll go ahead and implement the agreement, right? Or I've actually done it was contingent upon attorney approval. I've done it contingent upon attorney approval. I've actually done it agreement contingent upon a home inspection, 30 days, after 30 days home inspection. But you want to kind of, avoid talking about home inspections right off the rip, starting at the gate. Because people kind of get leery, like, oh, home inspection, people coming out, people, even if somebody lives there, who wants somebody coming in, going through their stuff and all that, so they're more likely to put you on the back burner if you say contingent upon a home inspection. But if you say, a 5 day, after viewing the property, so hey, you can just don't like the color of the paint, so I don't like the color of the paint. Or you can set it up where the home inspector walks through with you, or kind of, does a brief walk-in during your initial viewing. You see what I'm saying? I wouldn't recommend that, because you don't want to pay for that out the gate. But nonetheless, if you put that in place in your agreement. You can submit the agreement with the comfort of knowing that you have an out clause. You have a way out. The buyer knows you're serious. You've already got your leg in because they accepted your agreement, right? Your contract, but then you got a way out. So meanwhile, you also, as far as the prepping process, you want to get your ducks in a row for your loan. Now, even if you go to a traditional lender, any type of lender, they give you pre-approval, but there's still a process. There's still a long process. And then during that process, things comes up. For one, they're going to want to see your seasonal funds. They're going to want to see how long you had your money in the account. You got to explain where you got the money from. Every dollar that you put towards the property, even the earner's money. If you pay for the appraisal, if you pay for a termite inspection, most lenders want to see where you've got that money from, and the reason being is they want to make sure that you don't owe nobody else, or that you're not indebted to nobody else, right? Especially when it comes to like down payments, you really need to show where your down payment comes from, because they are big on that, because they don't want you to go out and get a loan to get a loan. I'm saying that right? So you want to make sure you got your taxes in order. Your verification of your VOE, verification of employment. I already mentioned your verification of deposit, the verification of rent. So anything that they didn't cover through the initial loan approval process, you need to get that in order right after that, during this preparation time. Another thing is the closing process. That's when you have to have an attorney. You need to locate the appraiser. All that's you. You have to pay for the appraisal to come out. Then I mentioned about the home inspector. So let's say you get the agreement secured, you like the walkthrough, but you still want to do a home inspection. Well, you need to locate that home inspector that's going to do that inspection on that property, right? So that's part of the preparation process. And I want to point out a key thing, because this has lost many deals in the real estate industry. You want in the real estate game, right? You want to freeze your credit transactions. You don't want to get anything done. If you already have a pre-approval process, I can't state it enough. Do not go out and buy a car. Do not even, I would say keep it exactly the way it is. Don't even pay nothing off. If you got approval process and your credit score at a certain rate that got you approved, stop. Don't move. Don't buy, don't pay for nothing. Don't buy them. Don't pay no credit card, because the way the credit algorithm works is you can pay off a debt, and now somehow it triggers your algorithm, your credit algorithm, where your credit score goes down. And guess what? If it takes a while to close that deal, and they should happen to do a second, credit check from you, and your credit score is down, guess what? You no longer qualify for that loan. I've seen it happen many times. Thank God it's never happened to me, but I've had plenty of clients who I was selling to, or I was on the other side of the seller, and who lost many transactions because of it. So freeze. Don't do anything. Once you get approved, stop. Just continue as normal, right? Now, this preparation, reason I mention this as a separate stage, because this will give you the confidence that you need in searching for that property and negotiation. See, you have to, when you start a negotiation, you want to be in a place of confidence. You want to be a place of that, of assurance, right? Because you already got the ambiguity of trying to find the property and trying to find the right deal. You don't need to try to find a property, find out how you're going to pay for it, and figure all this out. So take away that other factor. You've already got the financing. You got all your ducks in a row. Now you just go forward looking for the property. All right, there you go. That concludes this tip for today. And please, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Take care and God bless.